to another MooreBros review. I'm Robbie. Today I'm going to be doing a recap review of WrestleMania. Welcome to my house. Which just happened last week. Well, by the time this gets up, it might be a little later than that, but it's pretty recent, in recent past. And I'm just going to go through the matches, talk about who won, talk about what I thought about the match. And this is the first wrestling video I'm doing, so if I get a lot of comments or anything, I'll keep doing them. So the first match on the pre-show, which was 2 hours long. The whole show was about 7 hours of wrestling. So on the pre-show the first match we had was Kalisto versus Ryback for the United States Championship. Ryback, the big guy, he's everyone's favorite wrestler. No, he actually is horrible. He sucks. But he was fighting Kalisto, and it was basically a pointless match. And Kalisto won. But they didn't acknowledge the fact that he cheated to win, and that doesn't look like they're going to. So, pointless match. Second match, we had Team Total Divas versus Team Bad and Blonde. Again, who cares? The only thing in this whole match that was worth anything was how bad the crowd hates Eva Marie, because she's awful. But it was really weird too, because it was Brie Bella's last match, and they never even acknowledged that she was retiring or anything to stay with her husband, Daniel Bryan. But I guess that's besides the point, and it had basically 4 wrestlers of any skill. And it was basically a pointless match with the good guy team, Team Total Divas, winning and wasting our time. The next we had the Usos versus the Dudley Boys. Wasn't a horrible match. It was on the pre-show still. It wasn't great. Both teams have been around for a while. They know what they're doing. They know how to put on a match that the crowd will enjoy, even if they don't really care. And in the end, the Usos won and put the Dudley Boys through tables. And then the main card started. And this is where, in all reality, WrestleMania began. First match we had was a 7-man ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship. Zack Ryder ended up winning this match. He beat Kevin Owens, Dolph Ziggler, Stardust, Sami Zayn, The Miz, and Sin Cara. Basically, I would have been cool with any of them winning as long as it wasn't Sin Cara, because he's a waste of space and time. But I know a lot of people wanted Kevin Owens to win or Sami Zayn to win. But I'm actually pretty happy with Zack Ryder winning, because 1, it was a surprise. It came out of nowhere. And 2, I've been a Zack Ryder fan since back in the day, the Z True Long Island Story YouTube days, when he made his own fan base. So him winning, I was okay with. And that makes it so that the other guys are free to do other things. Next, you had Chris Jericho versus AJ Styles. AJ Styles should have won this match. Chris Jericho won, and this was the beginning of basically a giant middle finger to the fans who actually care. Most matches after this had the person the fans didn't want to win the match. Like, Chris Jericho, he's a legend. He's been around forever. AJ Styles, he's been around for a long time, but he's barely got into the WWE. And he should have won to establish himself. But I don't know. He's the number 1 contender now, so we'll see where that goes. Next, we had the League of Nations versus the New Day. The New Day had the best entrance of the night. They came out in a giant box of Booty-O's cereal, dressed as Saiyans from Dragon Ball Z, and it was great. But they let the League of Nations win. Like, nobody cares. Sheamus is the worst. And the New Day is the most popular, so they should have won, but there's nothing you can do about it, and it wasn't a bad match, but it wasn't what it could have been. I mean, the only thing that match was so that after the match, you could have Stone Cold Steve Austin Shawn Michaels and Mick Foley come out and beat up the League of Nations and have them drink some beers. Because that's pretty much the whole point. Stone Cold Steve Austin come out and drinking beer. The next match was Brock Lesnar versus Dean Ambrose in a street fight. This match wasn't as long as it should have been. But it was solid. It was fine. Brock Lesnar suplexed Dean Ambrose a bunch of times. Dean Ambrose kept trying to fight back. It was what you expected. It wasn't as violent as it could have been. It wasn't as long as it could have been. But everyone knew Brock Lesnar was going to win, so it wasn't that big of a shock. Then next you had the triple threat match for the new Women's Championship with Charlotte, Becky Lynch, and Sasha Banks. Charlotte won when most people would have preferred either of the other two. Most people, I think, would have preferred Sasha Banks to win. Especially after she had her entrance where her cousin Snoop Dogg sang her entrance music and walked her down to the ring. But it was a really solid match, and it was better than almost any women's match in recent WrestleMania history. And it was fine. It's just waiting to see where it goes from here, like a lot of this stuff is. Next, you had The Undertaker versus Shane McMahon in Hell in a Cell. The Undertaker won. Wasn't the greatest match in the world. It was a little slow. But they beat the crap out of each other pretty solidly, and it was pretty hard-hitting. And really, the main point of the match and the main highlight of the match was Shane McMahon climbing to the top of the Hell in a Cell, 20 feet, and jumping and crashing through a table. Like, that's what people wanted to see, and they got it. So it was perfectly fine and acceptable. The next match, you had the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. It was won by Baron Corbin. He's the lone wolf from NXT. He's almost as horrible as Ryback. But I mean, I guess if someone has to win it, give it to a guy who's new and needs the push. So I guess that makes sense. Not a fan of the guy, not a fan of his wrestling, but of the guys in there, if it couldn't be Damien Sandow, I guess Baron Corbin's fine. And then The Rock came out, did a promo, did The Rock's normal stuff, and then the Wyatt family came out and he talked smack to them, they talked in riddles to him. Then he had a 6-second match where he defeated Eric Rowan of the Wyatt family. And then the rest of the Wyatt family were going to attack him, and then John Cena made the save. It was okay. It was basically just to have Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family on the card and to bring John Cena back and have The Rock have something to do. But Eric Rowan can say that he's one of 6 people to have a one-on-one match with The Rock at WrestleMania. So I guess that's something. And then last, but certainly not least, we had the main event. We had Roman Reigns versus Triple H for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Roman Reigns won. The crowd booed him. He's supposed to be the good guy, but every time Triple H did anything, they cheered Triple H and they booed Roman Reigns. And on the next night on Raw, everyone was getting better than Roman chants. So who knows how this is going to go, but they're going forward with him as champion. And as they say, it's the start of the Roman Empire, which is the dumbest thing ever, but that's besides the point. Yeah, that's what happened at WrestleMania. I'm willing to do more wrestling videos if this one is received well, so please like, share, comment, subscribe. Tell me if you want me to do more wrestling videos, and thank you for your time.